Misaligned relationships, friendships, and connections to other people are a huge, gigantic energy leak. And you have to decide if you want to work on that relationship, because you can select a different version of that person if it's important for you enough or not. And then you have to cut this energy or this, misalignment out of your life. This is what today's video is about. And first things first, my name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a mindset and high performance coach. And here on the channel, I talk about all things personal development, mindset, conscious creation, manifestation, business growth. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel if you like the content. Like the videos, give me a like, leave a comment, share it with people where you think they will benefit from it. Because that helps my channel here to grow, obviously, and more people get this kind of in-depth videos, because there's a lot of shallow advice out there, and I really do my best to give you way deeper knowledge here. Okay, and if you want to work with me, go to the description or the pinned comment. You find everything about my one-to-one work and also the Mind Mastery community, which is the place to be. And I'm actually sharing something from Mind Mastery community and what we talked about there today. Okay, so let's go into the topic. If you feel drained and stressed and like carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders, very often there is misalignment in your personal life with some connections, some relationships, friendships in your life, or even sometimes with clients. It's not just a personal life thing, it can also be a business life thing, a business thing. And you have to understand, if you're a person, if you're quite sensitive, if you're always often with my high achiever clients, I have that they give a lot. They have a lot of weight on their shoulders because they take care of big, extensive families of all their friends. So they don't even understand how much emotional burden they are carrying. They are always, balancing out the energy in the room with other people. And you have to see with the people in your life if you are doing all the emotional labor or if you're also getting enough energy exchange back. Because if you are constantly the person who is giving, if you are constantly doing the emotional labor for the other person, and then perhaps you even get screamed on or punished or whatever, what the heck? Then you really have to take an honest look at yourself and say, do I want more of that? Is this relationship or this friendship important enough for me? Because then we can work on it. It has to do with your own identity and how you're showing up and what you basically tolerate in exchange from other people. It has we can change you, and that will change your whole environment and the people in your environment. But you have to decide if it's important enough for you. I had relationships and friendships, mainly friendships that I cut out from my life because they were plainly not important enough for me. I could feel that it would take even more work from me to adjust, do the inner work, to have them show up differently, to have them show up in a different version. And it wasn't important enough for me. That person wasn't important enough for me. And I had to do this honest inquiry and say, no, I'm cutting this energy off. I still had to do my inner work. So if you see a pattern, if you see a lot of people showing up in a certain way towards you, then it's a pattern, and you have to look at yourself. How am I showing up? What do I think about myself? What do I feel about myself? What do I expect from other people towards me? This is what you have to do, because it's always a mirror to you. If it's just one single person, then it can be that there is just one belief you have to switch, or it's just mirroring something to you of hey, I'm taking all the burden here, and then your decision, I'm cutting this off. And either you say, this person is very important to me, I understand my pattern, I shift this pattern, and then you can also shift the version of the other person showing up with your inner work. Or if you say, no, actually, this person didn't really even add a lot to my life, and I have many other things I want to change, I have many other things I want to create in my life. This person is not important, I cut them off. And then you really do that. And it can be very hard, especially for a sensitive person, and especially for a person who has always been the person carrying everything, who has always been the person taking on the emotional labor for everyone. Because in the beginning, when you stop doing that, there can be backlash. People can try to hurt you because they still want to feed off your energy. They still want your energy. And if you now say no, This energy is gone. If there is no exchange, stop it. I'm stopping it. It can cause backlash when the other person then feels subconsciously. It's not a conscious process. It's not necessarily that they want to hurt you. However, they feel, I can't feed anymore. There is nothing coming. And then they get really angry and they get really annoyed because you're taking their food, their emotional food away. So you have to be aware of that this can happen, but it's not going to stay there. If you stay clear in your boundaries and in your new stories, or in your new story of how you want other people to show up in your life towards you and who you are being now, then this will shift with the person, either where you say like, I'm cutting this person off, or a different version of that person will show up. So what is the inner work for you here? As I said, sit down and think about, what do I believe about myself? Like, I'm doing all this emotional labor here. What are some of your beliefs here? For example, I'm always the one having to take care of everyone. No one is there for me. I am so exhausted. I'm doing the work for everyone. I'm doing the emotional work for everyone. No one helps me. I'm all alone. Or it could also be something like, I'm just not worthy of love. Like a lot of my clients who went into this total overgiving emotionally and mentally for their partners, for their friends, they have a very deeply ingrained belief of not being worthy. They are only worthy, they only deem themselves to be worthy if they give a lot. And if they don't give a lot, and just because they exist, they don't see their inherent worth. It's usually, of course, a childhood topic that we can go into. However, go to that level as well. Do you see yourself as worthy to be loved, adored, and to have amazing friends who are there for you and do anything and everything for you, whether you do something or not? For many people, especially the sensitive ones and the high achievers I mentioned, like my clients, they don't have this worth. They only see themselves as worthy of love if they put all the effort in, if they do all the emotional labor, if they even do the physical labor in relationships, you know, like doing the household stuff or all the work that's there to be done. So below this, like, no one does anything for me, what do you think about yourself? Do you see yourself as totally worthy of being loved, adored, cherished, put effort into, being put effort into just because you exist? And many people will have to say, no, actually, I feel I have to do a lot so that I'm worthy of that love. And, you know, you don't have to answer to me, just to yourself. But on the first level, people usually say, yes, of course, I'm worthy to be loved. But go deeper. Like, really become silent with yourself and imagine a scenario where you stopped giving, where you really stopped doing anything for the other person. How comfortable does it feel to think, it's super nice that the other person is there for me and does many things for me and is super friendly, brings me presents and gifts and so on. And I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to go into your imagination and see what happens when you go into that visual. Because most people will be super uncomfortable. They will directly say, yeah, but no, everyone has to give someone. Like, I can't just let the other person do something for me and not give something back. Most people go there because they have this inherent deep belief of, no, I have to give at least as much as the other person. And often it's those people who already give way more than the other person. You have to understand that. Like, the people who have this deep desire for fairness or for, you know, like, oh no, I can't just receive. Of course I have to give. Are usually the people who overgive tremendously. So you have to understand, if you're saying that, you're usually already coming from a very empty emotional account, so to say. So, or emotional bank, like, you know, like energy bank. It's usually the people who always overgive and overextend, who say like, oh no, but you know, I can't just receive. Of course, and this is why they keep overgiving, because there is a deep sense of unworthiness of just receiving for who they are. And I'm not telling you you are not allowed to do nice things for other people anymore. No, I'm really telling you to take a very honest look at your deepest identity. Because then when you're free, when you step into a self-concept, I'm deeply loved just for my sheer existence. If I didn't want to, I would have to never ever lift a finger again, and people would love to support me and be there for me. Then you are very, very free. Then you can give freely. But those people who constantly feel they have to give in order to feel worthy, in the end, they put a lot of stress on the other person as well. Because they are you are part of that toxic relationship with the other person, because you're feeding them energy instead of saying like no more. So this constant overgiving, we are being taught in our society that this is good and morally better or superior or some bullshit, but you don't understand that there is always equal balance of giving and receiving. And if you overgive, you can't receive. Like there is an equation there, you know? So it's not morally better. Like both are beautiful. If no one receives, there is like no one can give, because no one is there to receive it, you know? So it's your reality, and you can decide how you want your reality to go, you know? So yeah, take an honest look at yourself and then make the decision. What are the beliefs that I want to change? What are the beliefs that are not serving me anymore? And then switch those beliefs. And then also go out there and check, do I still want this person in my life? Is this person really important enough for me now? Because those things can change. They can be very important in the beginning, and then later on that can change, and that's totally fine, by the way, you know? So check this, and then at some point you have to cut the energy off that you don't want to have in your life anymore, because it will be a massive emotional depletion for you. So that's up to you. And once you cut unaligned friendships, relationships out, you will have access to a lot more energy in your life. And the same with clients. If you constantly work with misaligned clients, you're feeding that a lot of energy. You're overgiving. It's toxic. You're coming from beliefs of I'm not worthy of amazing clients, and I always have to do the work. No one puts in the work, and guess what? You will have those clients. So at some point you will have to cut this off if you want to get access to that energy again that you're leaking there. So that's a big, big topic today, cutting off misalignment in your personal relationships with other people. Either, if they are important, create a new version of them showing up through the inner work, through how you see yourself and how worthy you see yourself of being loved deeply for who you are, and how you show up and how you want to be treated. Like everyone treats me with utter respect, and my friends love me dearly and show me utter respect, all of that, like that. And if you say no more of that, then cut this energy off. So that's my main message for you today. Let me know in the comments your experiences with that, and even if you say like, yes, that was the reminder that I needed, I am doing this now, let me know in the comments, leave a heart, leave a short message, and yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I would say, if you want one-to-one work or any help, check out the link in the description or the pinned comment. Okay, until the next video, bye!